Headroom. Welcome everybody to the Candle Enthusiast. My name is Shane Carlson, and if you are new to this channel, this is a place where we come together and we talk about fragrance, we talk about aromatics, we talk about candles, we talk about things that we have in common, things that make us feel warm and cozy, things that are nostalgic. And today let's go with the music a little bit. I'm in the festive spirit, but I don't feel like fighting over the music. Today I'm doing something very special. It's a massive collaboration, and it's an absolute pleasure to have been asked to participate in such. And now that I see Spooky Villages in the house, I was supposed to give Doug from Spooky Villages a heads up, but this is a collaboration. I won't go through the whole name, but if you look in the names, but if you go in the description section of this video, you'll see all of the folks who are participating in this fundraiser event for Toys for Tots. Come on, people. If you're going to pick a charity, if you're going to put down money for a good cause, what better than Toys from Tots? And it's our own special little kind of fundraiser package, right? It's from I believe what they're calling the Candle Crew. So make sure you check out not only this video, there's going to be a giveaway at the end of this video. I have a very special topic. I have 8 candles, Yankee candles on the table right now. A lot of stuff to talk about in a short period of time. But when you're done with this video, please make sure you check out all of the other videos and or Instagram profiles promoting this very special fundraising event. Like I said, I'm honored to have been asked to participate. So what are we going to be talking about today? Usually when I do Yankee Candle videos like this, when it deals with a lot of candles, I usually do edited videos. I get a couple cameras going and I spend a little time editing, but I felt like, you know, I want to go live today. You know, let's do this live. Let's do this in front of you guys. I'm going to pull you guys up so you can share your comments. And, you know, excuse me if I miss anyone's comments. It's really hard to keep my eyes down here when I'm trying to address the camera. But at the very least, hopefully I can catch a few of you guys. And hello to everyone in the house. So here we go. Let's just jump right into it. We got lots of fun, lots of folks. I could have picked my favorite Christmas candle, Yankee candles. A lot of people have been requesting this since my entire existence on YouTube. What are your all-time favorite Yankee Candle fragrances, whether they be new, whether they be retired? And I am going to be producing that video, but it's I didn't want to do that for this, so I picked something a little bit more specific. I've picked for you my top 8 picks for snow, you heard me right, snow-themed candles by Yankee Candle. These range in styles, these range in conceptual constructions, and they range as far as age as well. But I think I put together a really good selection of snow-themed candles because let's face it, you know, holiday candles will get us through the holidays, but we still have lots of winter afterwards. So having a candle that's not necessarily just for the holidays, but also can serve its purpose after the holidays have concluded is always a good thing. Let's jump right in, and I really am going to do my best to keep my eyes. Your comments are right down here. And I didn't forget to shave, folks. I'm just in a very uncomfortable period where I'm trying to grow this thing out. I'm not getting lazy on you. So here we go. Candle number 1 is, we're going to start off with a bang. We're going to start off with something that is, I've always considered to be one of Yankee Candle's craziest, most outrageous, most hard to wrap your mind around fragrance. It's insane. When I first smelled this candle, I was at a loss. I didn't know what I was smelling. I only knew what I was feeling and what I was seeing internally, all of the images that it evokes. And it just so happens, in my opinion, again, this is just my opinion, and I'm not even saying these are the greatest candles. I just think that these are the most impressive, most well executed. But this is one, whether you love it or you hate it, and I'm sure there's plenty of you who do love it and do hate it, you have to at least commend Yankee Candle for this. There's nothing else like it, and I wish I had super better resolution for you guys and better lighting, but this is the best we're gonna have today. Season of Peace, easily one of my favorite labels, if not my favorite Yankee Candle label of all time. And there's not much going on. Very simplistic. Blue, partially cloudy sky, freshly dusted snow in the countryside with that wooden fence, long driveway. Immediately, I'm thinking on the other side of this camera is a patio, a porch of a log cabin where I'm sitting in the morning drinking my coffee. But let me smell this candle. I'm not going to do in-depth breakdowns for you guys. I hope that's okay for you, because I have 8 candles here. It would take an extremely long time, but I am going to just give you my basic impressions, and then I actually had the fragrance notes. So this maybe that'll be more helpful for you as well. Very pretty label, says Jody, and great one, happy face, says Laura. And Leslie's also agreeing that it's a gorgeous label. I think we all Carol Siriana, hey Shane, where's the 4-foot snowman? You're right. Carol Siriana in the house, that's my Aunt Carol. Hello, Aunt Carol. When I was a young guy, we used to go to the arcades, my aunt and I. We'd play a bunch of pinball, and we'd work our butts off to get a bunch of tickets to buy stuff. And we got this, like, I think it's more than 4 feet. A life-size snowman, stuffed snowman. I'm gonna have to get that thing and put it somewhere in the background. So this candle, immediately when you smell this, again, it's Confusion City. It's one that's best not to think, what am I smelling? Put that out of your mind. I think what's more important is that you kind of let your emotions be at the forefront and let this candle take you where it wants to bring you. Because once we start breaking it down, it's like getting the answers to the magic trick, how the illusion is done. But it's clean, it's cool, it's perfumey, it's cologne-like, but it's not overbearing in the sense of perfume or cologne. Can be overbearing because it's a very intense fragrance. This one will blow down a rather large home. This is a high-intensity candle, and this does come in the softer wax, 2 wicks too, so this will really fill up a large space. But so much confusion. It's soft, it's clean, like this is country laundry room, but at the same time this is, you know, the medicine cabinet where your father or your grandfather would keep all of their collections of cologne, or maybe even, like I said, it's borderline perfume too. It's zesty, and lots of floral muskiness at play here. So this candle I can talk about for ages, and I plan to, because this probably will be on one of my picks for my future favorite Christmas Yankee candles. But for the sake of time, check out these fragrance notes. And remember, for up until 2016, 17, no, 2000, yeah, early 2017, fragrance notes weren't available to the public by Yankee Candle. They were only for Yankee Candle employees. Um, this is one that's still hard to get the fragrance notes because it's not necessarily produced all the time. Check out these notes. Top notes of iced bergamot. Bergamot, part of the citrus family, a big component in colognes and perfumes. Crisp aldehydes. Aldehydes are organic compounds that are derived from essentially anything, but they don't necessarily smell like what they're derived from. If you really want to get nerdy, super nerdy on aromatics and fragrance, do some research on the Chanel perfume. Chanel was the first all aldehydic or fully made perfume, only utilizing aldehydes. But that having aldehydes in a candle always makes things confusing because that you don't know what you're smelling. Peaceful mint, a little bit of poetic poetry there. Peaceful mint, there is that mintiness. You have to have that cooling sensation. And peppermint, Lang Lang, and $2 super chat from Rianne, thank you so much. You're always jumping in. I should say €2, not $2. Thank you so much for the super chat. She's always jumping in with the super chats, and please note that they're always appreciated. Lang Lang is a very exotic smelling flower. You can buy the best way to understand the smell is to check out your local fragrance or essential oil store, Lily of the Valley, and it also says muguet petals, which is essentially the French word for lily of the valley. So I don't know why there's both. And white patchouli. Anybody know what white patchouli is? I don't. I would love to find out. That one was always a fun descriptor for me. When I first heard it, I was like, what? Creamy vanilla bean? Absolutely, because it is. With those florals, with that creamy vanilla, and the cedar and white musk. White musk is it's a floral muskiness. Those blossoms, that creaminess, the lily of the valley, a little bit of that cologne, gives this that laundry room cleanliness, but the cedar and the musk and the peppermint, I suppose, really adds to this outdoor, cool, woody experience. This is easily one of the most complex and hard to read candles. It is certainly not for everyone, but this is probably one of the few times I will say this. If you don't have this in your collection and you smell it and you don't like it, get one and just have it there. Put it on your shelf. Don't light it, just have it if you can get it at a good price, because it's always fun to come to this one and just smell it and be amazed by its complexity. Let's move on. Candle number 2. If anyone's just joining in, we are doing a fundraiser for Toys for Tots. The candle community, the candle crew, the YouTube, Instagram, social media candle folks have organized a little bit of a fundraiser. Please find that specific link to the Candle Crew fundraiser in the description below. We're talking about my top 8 Yankee Candle snow-themed picks. Snow-themed fragrances by Yankee Candle. Number 2, now these are in no particular order, by the way. Number 2 is going to be one that I think a lot of you might know. Winter Glow. Winter Glow. And I'm trying to recall the years that these came out as I show them off. And I'm wondering if this one was 2000. This one's 2015. That may have been the year it came out. Or 2014. Either way, We have a candle inside a lantern holder. We have glammed out snowflakes and some kind of like the wood on my walls here. We have some whitewashed, sun-bleached wooden exterior boards on maybe a cozy cottage. But what does this candle smell like? And you're going to notice that a lot of these have many similarities, just that they all stick out by going in one specific direction. Because, as I've said before, Yankee Candle has their own vocabulary of how they define certain things. Let's face it, snow, ice, it doesn't have a smell. But the poetic experience, Yankee Candle has formulated how they define snow in the form of fragrance. So to me, this is a much less clean, fluffy towel, clean cotton experience. This is more of a raw, outdoor, herbal and wood experience. We got the pine, cedar. It's the needles of the pine tree or the spruce, giving us those herbal notes. Maybe we could say rosemary. But also the raw firewood aroma. And you have to have, it is fresh and it is clean, but in a much different way. And whenever you use those words clean, you gotta have florals and citrus. And in this case, I am getting that orange zest and the typical florals that we find in maybe some fabric softeners like jasmine and maybe a little bit of lavender in there. But definitely the higher frequency notes that I call them, higher pitch notes, is all going to be about that tartness, that brightness, and the citrusy, but that also means not just tart, but very zesty too. And there's a cooling sensation here, but it's not a mint. It's not a menthol. I once said camphor, and I don't necessarily disagree with what I once said, but I do remember saying that on this fragrance. But for sure, this is a great snow candle. To me, this does, because it is, it is woody. To me, it's more of a fireplace, and maybe the name Winter Glow and the flame here is sending my brain in a specific direction. This one to me is more of a holiday-driven fragrance, but it definitely does bring the authenticity of the outdoors. But that wood and perhaps the slight smokiness and maybe even a little bit patchouli. I'm trying to see if I can remember some of these fragrance notes. Definitely a little bit earthy, outdoorsy. To me, this is more of that by the hearth, sitting on the couch kind of candle. Let me read the fragrance notes. How much did I get right? Rosemary, frosted orange, winter currant, cool mint leaf, eucalyptus, yes, that's really going to enhance that. They said rosemary. I forgot actually what I said. I think I said pine needle. Fir needle, spruce, cypress. Wow, so they're really covering the coniferous trees here. We also have balsam and white cedar for bottom notes. But back to the mid notes, lavender. And wow, so a lot of stuff going on here. Let me read that one more time. Rosemary, frosted orange, winter currant. So I think they're trying to provoke the idea of a winter berry, although that's not a currant. Cool mint leaf, eucalyptus, fir needle, spruce, cypress, lavender, white cedar. White cedar. What does that mean? I like it. It's poetic, but what does it mean? Golden amber is another one. It's like, what does that mean? Because golden amber, it's kind of redundant, and amber isn't really a real ingredient. And balsam. I like the way they're describing it, and I wish I had the descriptions of these candles too. But to me, like I said, more of a holiday-driven candle. What are you guys saying? I love cedar and peppermint. Cedar and peppermint, yes. Pie. I found Merry Marshmallow at Home Goods. Merry Marshmallow. Love it. I love it. Very low intensity candle, but you know I'm all about the low intensity candles. Golden amber. Golden amber is a musk. Okay, so yeah, so it's going to be a musky aroma. So Leslie's jumping in here and helping me out. Golden amber is a musk. It's a musky smell, but what is it? Like, what is it derived from, and what makes it golden? Other than it just being a proprietary name. Marshmallow Zap, Siberian Silver Fir, my Snow 2 candle. So her go-to candle, her Snow 2 candle is Siberian Silver. That one I have smelled. I do not own that one, and that is a good pick. All right, let's move on to candle number 3. I'm going to keep my eyes on those comments. Now, we're really going to switch things up now with this one, especially when it comes to the color. Can anybody guess which one this is? This, I really don't know when this candle was introduced. And of course, it's like there's one nick. There's one nick on this entire label, and the nick is where the year is. But this is, bought this many moons ago, it feels. Cherries on Snow. And I'll be honest, like I'm not the biggest fan of like cherry fragrances. I'm not. Especially if it's like a medicinal cherry, like Luden's Cough Drop, or candy cherry aromas. Yankee Candle's Black Cherry. I'm not saying anything bad. It's just a personal preference. It's just not my cup of tea. But this one has always been very special to me, and it is. Honestly, I know they still make this candle, and I can't testify that it is still as strong as this one is, but man, is this explosively powerful. Let's get a close look in there. Thankfully, I bought a few of these when I did. This one was never lit, and it is that rich, candified medicinal cherry in a good way. Remember the little lollipop you used to get from the doctor when you were a kid? You know, you go into the drawer and you get the little lollipop, or the cherry dum-dum for Halloween. It's that classic cherry candy, but there's citrus involved. Why is there citrus involved? Because although that sweet cherry is nice, we need a tart sour side to balance things out. Sweet's good, but we need that tartness, we need that brightness to balance things out, and that's what this candle is doing. There's a creamy side to this candle. It feels like someone, you know, if this was a dessert or a drink, someone threw out, you know, a little bit of whipped cream or Cool Whip on it. You know, it has that little soft confectionery or even dairy cream. But this is what gets me every time. And if I sat down with Yankee Candle fragrance engineers, I don't even know what they're called, one of maybe my top 10 questions would be, what is it in this candle, Cherries on Snow. I really wish you could get, let me see if I can, there you go. Maybe that helps a little bit, because you see on the label, you can really get high, clear detail of the snow. It actually looks a lot more like chunks of ice. What I would ask them is, what is it? It doesn't smell minty. It doesn't smell like menthol. It smells like ice. It actually smells like a murky ice cube, not like out of a disgusting freezer, don't get me wrong, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Like when you pull that ice cube out of the freezer, that smell of ice. It has a smell, or at least a sensation. And what I love about this candle is that it's totally in there. So you get this sweet and sour cherry experience. And speaking of sweet and sour, it kind of does smell a little bit like sweet and sour sauce. Again, not to, you know, push you in a direction that makes you not like this concept, but it does have a little bit of that pineapple sweet and sour sauce aroma, but it's not pineapple or tropical fruit. It's the citrus that brightens it up, and the sweet cherry, and whatever is going on in there that smells like mint, and a little bit of that creaminess. What does Yankee Candle say is inside of this candle? This one surprises me. It always surprises me. Top notes of fruit. Okay, fruit, yeah. Because I could see things like nectarines and stone fruit in there, peaches, what have you. Cherry, not a specific kind of cherry, but cherry. Almond, you know, almond extract. I can see that all of the way. Almond extract smells more like pistachio than anything else. I can see that, but that's a really hard one to pull out. Sweet citrus. Definitely, I would not use that word sweet. Of course, let Yankee Candle do what they want, but to me, it's more of a tart citrus. But they make up for in the mid notes. Tart cherries, spicy cinnamon, which I don't know about you guys. Maybe when this candle is burning, there's a little bit of baking spice action, but I don't think it's enough to even mention, in my opinion. I just don't think of baking spices at all when it comes to this candle. Musk, fruit musk, maybe, whatever that might be. Vanilla bean, malt. Malt is germinated barley. Like, you've had Whoppers before, right? The inside of a Whopper, the malted milk ball, or even like Captain Crunch, it's delicious, but this is the reason why I picked this candle, because I get all of these things, and yet I would never probably be able to pull them all out myself. And tonka bean. Tonka bean is something that you need to experience if you're not familiar with, because it's the only way you can really kind of talk and describe it is comparing it to things like vanilla or amber. It's different, but it again adds to the cream soft, full, round experience. So Cherries on Snow, if you're not a big cherry fan, still give this one a sniff. Give it a sniff. They still make it, and although it doesn't have that gorgeous panoramic, or not panoramic, but that large label anymore, it's still quite a pretty label. Let's move on. Let's look at these comments here. Snow 2, Cherries on Snow. Snow in Love is a great one. Rebekah, thank you for bringing that one up. Snow in Love didn't make my list, but that is a great one. I'm trying to think if I even have one left. And Carol's not a fan of medicinal cherry either. And Lou says, yes, murky ice cube. I totally get that. So Lou and I are on the same side. And I don't have time to read all of this. But Leslie has done, she's doing research on the fly here. She's talking about amber, and more specifically ambergris, which comes from, it's really how candles were first made, from sperm whales. So a lot of history with ambergris, which we've in the fragrance world really just kind of simplified that to amber. And when we think of amber, we think of like Jurassic Park, right? Like the fossilized resin with the mosquito. But thank you for sharing all that, Leslie. I will check back on all of this information at the end of this video. We got lots of people joining in. We're doing my my pick for most impressive snow-themed candles by Yankee Candle for this very special cause. Fundraiser for Toys for Tots. Find the link in the description below, and make sure you check out all of the other YouTube and Instagram creators' videos, photos, reviews, and comments. But my candle number 4 is going to be Winter Garden. Winter Garden. A lot of questions I get about this one. And I've always been super impressed. You can see this one's really sloppily burned, but this one's quite old. But they must have done a recent pour of this, because there's a whole bunch at the Yankee Candle Village, at least the last time I went. This one is a 2014. And again, you're going to start seeing now how these are a little bit similar, but let me just give this one a quick sniff. Okay, so again, you got, when you have this snow, Yankee Candle defines snow by, of course, cedar, things like coniferous tree, pine needles, sap, juniper berries, pine cone, the pine needles, we could say. They never say anything like bark or resin, and they never, because they never use like frankincense or myrrh. You notice that? They never use that as a description or a fragrance note. But I definitely think they do use them. But that's how, so they take that kind of Christmas tree, and what they do is they combine it with a clean, fresh linen, fresh, clean air, laundry room kind of smell. And to me, this is almost not identical. It's, except for one thing that I'm about to mention. This is very similar approach to Winter Glow. What really sets this one apart is immediately when you smell this, baked apple. Yes, and it's confusing because on the label there, that looks like, what is that? Looks like snow or frosted sage rosemary. And it really, it's like an illusion. It's deception. It's putting your mind over here, but you're smelling something that's completely indoors. This is a very warm indoor, by the kitchen, by the fire, little smoky. I definitely think this is a great example of a candle that probably has frankincense in it, although I don't think Yankee would say it does. But that baked apple, think of the classic Macintosh, maybe a little bit of extra honey on there to sweeten it up with some nutmeg, a little bit of cinnamon, but some clove on this candle. And lots of herbaceous notes too. Herbaceous notes, we can kind of leave it off as that fir or balsam needle thing, and a little bit of the cedar wood, but all in all, you know, going back to Winter Glow here, where Winter Glow is all brightened up by that orange and the citrus, this one is going to be warmed and toned down and thickened by that spiced apple experience. But everything else kind of the same. Kind of the same. What is the fragrance notes? Douglas fir, spiced apples. So not baked apples, but spiced apples, pine needles, orange and ivy. Definitely orange zest. Very, very like blood orange. Blood orange. I should have said that. Pepperberries, peppercorn. There is a spiciness to this, and I don't mean baking spice. I mean more of that cracked black pepper. A little bit of that spice. Boughs of holly and clove. Boughs of holly. I don't know if that really necessarily has a smell, but clove certainly does. Musk and vanilla. Vanilla, absolutely. Again, it's just a part of Yankee Candle's lingo, language of these fragrance notes. We're at 36 minutes, so let's keep this going. Remember, there's going to be a giveaway. It's not an outrageous giveaway, but it's something that's really hard to find, and I'm gonna make it available to anybody, internationally, globally. If you have an address, I will ship it to you, and I'll tell you all the details when we get to it, but we have to move on to candle number 5. And Rianne is saying, don't forget to like this video. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Rianne. Yes, that really does help me out. I have a candle here that, this, again, you know, it's not necessarily something that I would burn all of the time, but for its construction, for its execution, a lot of similarities to some of the things we've seen before, but definitely unique. You guys might remember this one, and if you can find it, buy it if you like it, because this is one that they can't bring back, and I'll explain why in a second. This was a part of, was initially released for the 2015 Winter Wonderland collection, and this one is called Snow is Glistening. And look at that label. That label has changed. It was released, I believe, last year. I'm not sure if in retail, but at least in Bed Bath & Beyond it was released, but completely different label. On the label here, we just have those snow-covered trees. I love that. It again reminds me of Season of Peace, and believe it or not, these two do share, I think, some similarities. So, I said clean and I said fresh, but out of all of these, this one is that true country laundry room basket of freshly, laundered towels, linens. This smells like what you would imagine a super fancy resort laundry room would smell like, or if you want to put this picture in your head, a country cottage in a big meadow, clothes hanging out to dry on the clothesline. But what am I all getting at? This is, if you enjoy Yankee Candle's comfy blanket, if you enjoy clean cotton, if you like any of the cashmere fragrances, whether that be warm luxe cashmere or warm cashmere, the UK fragrance, if you like anything that reminds you of clean linen, bingo bango. Jasmine, lavender, aloe, citrus, clean, fresh air, clean cotton aromatics here. Snow is glistening, and it is super intense. Now, that's not everyone's cup of tea, right? A lot of people don't like the laundry room fabric softener fragrances. But still, either way, I think this is incredibly complex and impressive. Now, here's the thing. You smell this candle, I'll even say it. You know what this smells like? This smells like a Bounce dryer sheet. It does. Like a fabric softener dryer sheet. Now, a lot of people would say, okay, well, dismiss the candle. Oh, but it just smells like fabric softener. But wait a minute. Bounce fabric softener. Try breaking down that fragrance. That is a very complex fragrance. So it's easy to dismiss it because although this is a familiar smell, because we experience that smell of dryer sheets or fabric softener or laundry detergent probably every day or at least most days of the week. But even still, we can't ignore the fact that those fabric softeners have stood the test of time because the fragrance, the scent, is so beautiful, so complex, and embedded in our heads, and is super nostalgic. So, what else do I have? This was before Yankee Candle had fragrance notes. I got all of these, managed to get all of the other ones. This one I did not have. But some of my own notes: clean cotton, peach, aloe, jasmine, lavender, fresh cut grass. There is not like you feel your sinus allergy attack coming, but there is this fresh green grass, wheatgrass kind of aroma. So like think of any of Yankee Candle's grass candles. Amber again is just really a safe way of saying warm and warm and soft, vanilla-ish. Tonka bean, and I put in big bold letters musk. Very, very musky. Again, musk is a very complicated topic. Musk, I would love a great definition of the word musk, but there really isn't a good one. Musk in today's how we use it, it can be many things, and there's no real way to describe it. Yeah, we can say back in the day, musk was excretions from glands from the muskrat or the musk deer or whatever, and the oils were used to treat leather. But that's not what musk is. First of all, you can't do that anymore. But musk can smell like leather. Musk can smell like baby powder. Musk can smell like the skins of fruit. So many different forms of musk. But that one has that, again, cologne, clean, fabric softener muskiness that we would come to expect. All right, let's keep this going. So we know sparkling cinnamon. We saw sparkling balsam several years back. 2000, I can't even remember now. Is it 2016? Is it 2000? It was 2015? It's 2015? It's 2015. God, can't believe it's been that long. But sparkling snow. Now, if you've not seen my sparkling snow video, you gotta check this one out. I was literally stranded, snowed in a cabin in the White Mountains in New Hampshire one day, and I needed to get out and make a video. So I went what I call hiking through the snow. Most people would call it taking a stroll in the snow. But for me, it was hiking in the snow, in the wilderness, slipping and falling. But I went out to evaluate this candle because I wanted to be in the right environment. And what I love about this label, kind of like Glistening Snow, the Winter Wonderland had those snow, you see the snowflakes on there? Like they're on there. I don't know if they're decals or what, but you can, there's a texture to them. But the border of the sparkling cinnamon and the sparkling snow had this kind of hologram glitter, more of a glitter-like effect on the label to sparkle. Let's give this one a quick sniff. So in my review of, my evaluation of this candle, I compared this fragrance to, and I say this from time to time, that this almost smells like a gin, because there's, and hear me out, gin as in the spirit, yes. A gin is essentially vodka, right? But it's distilled with ingredients. So it's not infused with flavor, but gin is distilled with ingredients, so those ingredients impart their flavors into vodka. So vodka is essentially flavorless gin. Vodka lovers don't, I'm not hating on vodka, but gin is distilled with we can distill with tons of different ingredients, but I think some of the most popular ingredients are going to be things like juniper berry and citrus, any kind of citrus. You can do blood orange, it's usually just the zest, and peppercorn and cardamom, coriander, a lot of spices, but one of my favorite ingredients in gins is bay laurel. And when I smell this candle, I can't help it. You know, I have an education in beverages, if you can believe that, an education in beverages. And to me, this smells, it has an aromatic profile of a distilled gin that includes those juniper berries, that bay laurel, and that citrus, with the addition of a lot of floral notes. Lots of floral notes and some base notes of cedar, balsam, something woody, split wood, firewood. Clean, but definitely a little bit refreshing because of that beverage take. And because of that bay laurel, my mind goes to lime zest. But this is a really nice balance between something that works like an indoor candle, outdoor candle, but still a laundry clean, very poetic, a lot of liberties taken here when describing sparkling snow. Nothing icy, no icy blast, nothing minty or cool here. Sparkling snow. But what does Yankee Candle say? Sweet orange, pine needles, and crisp mint. I just said nothing minty. Okay, I will totally go with them. And evergreen. So they're really going all out on the coniferous trees here, because we have pine needles, evergreen, blue spruce, white pine, rosemary, which is not, I don't believe it's not coniferous trees, but rosemary does smell a lot like pine, and eucalyptus builds up, kind of makes pine a little bit more complex. And I think that's why I was leaning towards lime, because eucalyptus to me has a lot of similarities. It reminds me of lime big time. And bay leaf. Now remember, I knew this. And juniper berry. I didn't think juniper berry was in the fragrance notes. So yeah, so we're talking about a lot of different things: juniper berry, bay leaf, sweet orange. Um, that would actually be in a certain gin, and let's say if that gin was mixed with something else that had been aged in barrel, all of those wood notes would work too. Bottom notes of frosted white musk. Frosted white musk. So artificial musk or frosted floral musk. Fir balsam, sandalwood. Yeah, yeah. Clean, clean timber wood here. That is an excellent fragrance note. Remember, these aren't the fragrance notes that you'll probably find on the websites. These are going to be more of for the employees and associates of Yankee Candle. And patchouli in this candle too, which I knew and I forgot and I wasn't picking it up. But yes, the patchouli is just adds, again, it adds that experience of, let's say you had that pine tree or spruce tree or Douglas fir and you ripped it out of the ground. It gives you a little bit of that root system, a little bit of the soil, a little bit of the dirt, but also that herbaceousness too. And trust me, it's, you know, it's very, very well balanced. You're not going to sell that candle and be like, oh, there's patchouli in here. It's going to take on different effects, or it's going to take on, it's going to help add to the realism of all of the other ingredients. Candle number 7, what are we saying here? We got Joff in the house. I don't think I've ever seen Joff. Joff, have you ever been in a live before? Jody says, I was burning sparkling snow just the other day. Soft blanket is lovely. Going in reverse order here. A lot of fans of soft blanket. Does it compare well to soft blanket, says Danny? Yes, I think it does. I think it does. I think if you like soft blankets, this is a great, I think Snow is Glistening is what I'm referring to. I think that's a great candle to switch things up on a snowy day or on a warm sunny day where you want to escape to the winter. Please tell us why they don't make Snow is Glistening anymore. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Snow is Glistening. So Snow is Glistening was a part of the Winter Wonderland collection, which consisted of, God, can I name them all? Dream by the Fire, Sleigh Bells Ring, help me out, guys. It was a collection of 5 or 6 fragrances. Just list them if you know them, but they were all lines from the song Winter Wonderland, which is not a public domain song. It's a song that needed to be licensed. So when the Winter Wonderland collection came out in 2015, and a lot of them sold out, especially Dream by the Fire, those candles were selling on eBay for hundreds of dollars. Because people assumed that because it was a licensed thing, that it would only be available for 1 year. That license would run up, they'd never bring it back. But what people didn't know is that Yankee Candle had the license for 2 to 3 years, depending if it comes back this year. I don't think it will. So Snow is Glistening, Sleigh Bells Ring was different. It was blatantly different. 1 year was like a winterberry thing. 1 year it was like a cinnamon red hot thing. But Dream by the Fire was re-released. And all of those candles, because they contain lyrics and were inspired by Winter Wonderland, the copyright holders of the song, which I don't know who that is, that contract will have expired. So they could totally bring back the fragrance, but they can't use those names. Sleigh Bells Ring, Snow is Glistening, Build a Snowman, right? So if you're a huge Frozen fan, Disney fan, and you haven't bought build a snowman, you might want to get your hands on. Happy tonight, frolic and play. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for helping me out, Laura. You always help me out here. Joff, hi Shane. So I hope that helped answer your question. That's why they will not be returning unless they give them new names. Joff, hi Shane, hi everyone. Looks like I joined just in time for sparkling snow. The best way I had to describe it was Santa's clean laundry. So yes, imagine, I was gonna say Mrs. Claus doing Santa's laundry, but come on. You know Mrs. Claus making Santa's do his own laundry, especially the day after Christmas. No one wants to touch that dirty laundry. But yeah, I could totally see that. It's a perfect, I love that. I think of that cold North Pole, Santa's beautiful coats, jackets, clothing. I won't do any of the undershirt stuff because then we're getting a little bit too personal. But Santa or the North Pole laundry room, I like it. How about baked goods or hot cocoa scents for the snow? So these, I love. I have tons of cocoa and things for the snow. These are candles to me that are more snow is a part of the concept itself, Laura. Jeff is talking about sparkling snow again. It's such a beautiful winter fragrance, but I didn't realize it was so complex. Stephanie, happy Thanksgiving. I have, but was a long time ago since I was in a live. Jeff was in a live. And all right, so let's move on to candle number 7. That's the wrong one. I know a lot of you guys are probably saying, why have I not gotten to this one yet? And this one may or may not, I'm starting to lean towards, it's not necessarily a snow candle, but, you got, I don't know. It depends on your mood, depends on who you ask, but it is very much different than everything else that we've discussed so far. And no question in my mind, when I talk to people who don't buy or burn Yankee candles, and I'm trying to find one that they like, this is the one I have the most success with. If you work in a Yankee Candle storefront, and you have a customer who's just hating everything, pull out this candle if you have it in stock. It's hard to come by these days. But this is one that I think just everyone has embraced and loved, and it works really all year round, any part of the house. It's so hard to dislike it. Can anyone guess what it is? Again, loosely based on snow. Sugared apple. Sugared apple, I'm picking this as a snow candle because it's got that dusting of confectioner's sugar, and it looks like snow. It's not, but it's snow in the form of sugar. And not only is the apple covered in that confectioner's sugar, but it's got fallen apples from the orchard all the way around it. And you see the grass. Again, the confectioner sugars acting as the frost or the snow in this candle. I mean, this is so, it's so irresistible. It's so soft and comfy. To me, this is, like I have, check out this one. We have an old, this is a 1980s baby powder Yankee Candle, and it still smells, oh my God. Woo! Like that is clean and fresh and powerful. Massively pungent. Pungent's not a bad word. But this is for the people who like fresh, clean, and cozy, but can't handle the extreme zestiness. the extreme florals, the extreme laundry room scents. This does have a clean, crisp apple skin aromatic, but it's everything creamy. Frosting, Cool Whip, dairy rich, and it smells like straight up cane sugar. Even smells a little bit like cotton candy without the flavoring, like spun sugar. And it does have some floral notes in here, but but it's not musky. You see the difference? Musk is when it gets intense. Instead, this is a very soft blossom smell that really doesn't provoke that sinus headache. I mean, I'm very sensitive. There's a lot of candles I can't burn. I love smelling every candle. But there's a lot of candles I can't burn for an extended period of time because they aggravate my sinuses. But this one is not the case. This is a winner, I think, for everybody. It works for Christmas, it works for fall, and because it's white and because it looks like snow, I really think it has to be on this list. And Yankee, if you're listening, may not be, it's been over an hour on this live. If you're listening, bring this back, make this a staple. This is one, trust me, I've asked a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of people experience this candle for the first time, and I've seen that look in their eye, like, wow, I really, really like that one. This one is a huge hit. So creamy coconut milk, I feel like everything white. I mean, we can take this in a pastry direction, like a coconut cake direction, because of the sugar and that creamy coconut milk. And a little bit, not firewood, not Home Depot, not cedar, not firewood, but, you know, and not even sandalwood, but, you know, just a clean timber, teak, maybe antique furniture woodiness, serving as a base note, kind of, you know, giving us that hard edge to support all of the soft notes of this candle. But the official fragrance notes, wow, very simplistic here. Vanilla bean, cream, apple, greens, not apple greens, apple greens, I mean, I get it. I don't think they need to say it. Lily of the Valley. But trust me, this is not Lily of the Valley like we saw here, right? This is not that musky, heavy blossom note. Lily of the Valley, sugar and sweet notes. So no question in my mind, I think there are probably some aldehydes at play in here, which is the reason why the description of this candle is quite short. But man, it's irresistible. Irresistible. That is the Yankee Candle, I think, that I can safely say from my experience, I've heard the least negative feedback on that candle. And Travis is saying sugared apples are my top 3 favorite candles. Excuse me. Diane is saying sugared apple is excellent. Sparkling vanilla, so wonderful. We still have sparkling cinnamon around, and I see sparkling pine. Sparkling pine. Oh, that's right. There was a sparkling pine. Sparkling pine? Sparkling. Shimmering pine? Sparkling pine? Sparkling. There was sparkling balsam. Oh, these names are killing me. But never sparkling vanilla. Anyone see that one around? I have not seen sparkling vanilla. I've never burned or melted sugared apple, and I'm also I'm so disappointed by, as I've heard, it's a beautiful fragrance. Joff, if I don't know how you necessarily get your Yankee Candles, if you just purchase the ones that are available in Europe, or if there is an outlet where you can get U.S. candles. But if there is a way you can get a U.S. candle, it's not consistently poured sugared apple all the time, although they just poured it not too long ago because they have tons, or they used to have tons at the Yankee Candle Village. Definitely seek it out. Definitely seek it out. All right, Laura's heading out. Bye-bye, Laura. Never burned sugared apple, but that's because I'm pretty new to Yankee Candle. Holiday Home. Look for it. It's not going to be easy to find. Maybe eBay, Amazon, or if you can order it straight through the village, it might be their best way of finding it. Unless they do re-release it this year. And I don't mean like a returning favorite, but sometimes they do just random repours. So the 8th candle on the list, and we're going to sum up this video. We're going to talk about a giveaway. I'm going to do this last one a little bit different because this was, I've mentioned this on several of my videos, this was a really hard candle for me to get my hands on. It's not necessarily hard to find, but people want to sell it for hundreds of dollars, and that's no good. So once I laid down the cash and I bought this one that had been lit prior, I actually found another one that was brand new up there for a much cheaper cost. I don't think the owner knew what they had, but this, I discovered this candle. This was a Yankee Candle Village exclusive. It may have had a short stint in retail in its re-release, but the original release was a Yankee Candle exclusive. And check this out. This goes back to Laura's out of the house, so I can't ask her, but probably, I think, 2008. And let me get that light off. This one is called Song to Angels. Excuse me, Song of Angels. Look at that label. Now, this camera's focus is a little soft, but so is this label. This label has the angel depicted is very soft. Now, please don't get this mixed up with Sparkling Angel or Snow Angels, or definitely not Angel's Wings. This is the 4th Angel Candle by Yankee Candle, and probably the most elusive. Again, you go on eBay, you'll find several. They usually start at like $100, and very rarely are they in good condition and or brand new. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you what I think this smells like. But I feel like it's unfair. I feel like I'm enticing you guys with a candle. You're not going to drop $100 for a candle. Maybe some of you will. But if you're hardcore and you have that extra cash this holiday season and you want a Yankee Candle piece for your collection, by all means go for it on eBay. But just so you can experience the candle, I managed to hunt down 2 of these. Now this is getting to the giveaway. I wish I could put that in big bold letters right here. Can't, because it's a live video. I have the fragrance in a votive Song of the Angels, and for whatever reason, it was released in the Country Kitchen label. This would have been early 2000 teens, okay? So 2010, 11, 12, has a little bit of age on it, but this one has more age on it. And they smell very similar. So anywhere in the world, and I'm going to tell you how you can participate. Well, let's do it now. This is how you're going to participate. In the comments below, you're gonna have to come back for this, guys. You're gonna have to come back for this, or if you're watching this later, you can do it right now. In the comments below, I want you to use your imagination. Use specific literal words. You can use feelings, emotions. You can write a description. You can write top notes, mid notes, bass notes. I want you to come up with your own creation of your own snow-themed candle, right? If you want to just break it down by ingredients, do that. If you want to write a short couple sentence description of what that candle smells like and what it makes you feel, go for that. I'm gonna look through all of those comments this week, and on the 24th, this upcoming Sunday, I'm going to pick a winner, and I will post that. I will let the winner know, but I'll also post the name of the winner in the description section of this video. Does that make sense? So when this video concludes, or if you're watching it later, in the comments below, give me your best stab. If you were to make a candle that the concept was snow, give it a name, and what does it smell like? What are some of the ingredients? Or if you don't want to name specific ingredients and you really just want to be poetic about it, go with your gut, go with your imagination, go with your feelings, and I will pick a winner. So this is not a lottery system this time. So you're really going to be put to the test. So I wasn't actually getting, and so the winner will receive, although it's a very small, modest gift, this actually was not easy to find. I have two of these, and I really want to give this one away because I realize that not everyone's going to be able to experience this candle because of the price point of it on eBay. But if it ever comes back, which I don't know if it will, so clean citron lemon laundry room thing, but here we go. Different, and this is why this candle's amazing. And please don't get this one mixed up with Angel's Wings, Sparkling Angel, or Snow Angels. This is the classic frankincense, myrrh, sweet incense smoke, old wooden furniture, old wooden, imagine an old chapel, you know, all warmed inside, toasty, and an ancient building. I grew up in a small town. All my family that I visited throughout my childhood and still now, all small homes. So a lot of the churches are very old. And of course, the smell for me of the incense, the resin of myrrh and frankincense. Frankincense is a very piney, citrusy, and but smoky and fresh timber experience. It's a resin, and whenever you see them kind of doing that thing, the Christians do this. I don't know how many religions do it this way, but when they spread that incense, you get the billowing white clouds of smoke inside of that ball. Frankincense and myrrh. So frankincense is the wood, the smoke, the dust, where myrrh is more of a dusty, earthy, almost sometimes like a black licorice kind of aroma. It's very sweet, but really thick and rich at the same time. So we not only get the frankincense and the myrrh, we get this drifting smoke. It's not smoky. It's not like we're getting smoked out. It's like maybe they had a mass or something in this chapel, and we went in the following day, and we could smell the remnants, the lingering aroma of the incense of the night before. So a little bit of cedar, but definitely that citron, lemon, or you know, just lemon oil, not lemon pledge, not a clean lemon, but a lemon zest, lemon essence oil, which, you know, kind of makes a sense. I mean, I didn't say, I said not lemon pledge, but when you're dealing with things that smell like old wood or antique furniture, lemon pledge, furniture polish, it kind of all works together. But to me, this really, it's just, this is Christmas for me. Now, we all have our own traditions for Christmas or the holidays that we celebrate during the holiday season. But I was raised, come on, I was raised an Italian, Irish, Catholic. So the Christian church Mass was always a part of my upbringing, and this brings me right back to Christmas Eve. A very special candle, if you ask me, and I understand why people get very emotional. I've seen a lot of people who know this candle and are upset that they can't get it anymore, and I understand because with the association of Christmas Eve, this really does bring you back. Again, if that's your association with Christmas or the holiday that you celebrate during the holiday season, this can bring you right back to being a child. Song of Angels. I can never get the name right. Song of Angels. Beautiful name, beautiful label. I have a votive. You know what to do, folks. Come up with your own concept. You know, don't make it 100 words, and don't make it 3 words. You know, use your imagination and really put some thought into it. That's how I'm gonna judge it, based on imagination and originality, and how much your description or what you say provokes and evokes the Christmas or snow feeling in my heart and pulls at those heartstrings. Again, once more, this whole live today was a part of a very generous offer to participate. Huge shout out. I just want to say a huge shout out to Philly Candleman. Really was kind of the engineer, you know, running this train of getting a lot of different folks from the candle community, from YouTube, from Instagram, getting them together to come up with their own fundraiser for the holiday season, just to remind all of us that as cliche as it sounds, it's what does Garfield say? It's not about the receiving. It's about the giving, and there's truly for me more joy during the holiday season in sharing and in giving than actually receiving. So every child needs a toy for Christmas, for the holidays, guys. Whether they celebrate Christmas or not, every child needs a toy. It's just, that's the plain and simple truth. So if you're taking anything away from these videos, please, whatever you can spare, check out the link in the description of this video, and make sure you check out all of the other videos from all of the other creators, or the posts for those who are on Instagram. And thank you for joining me. Let me know what you guys think about these 8 picks. Did I miss any? Is there any that you disagree with? Please leave the feedback down below in the comments section. Thank you for joining. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button. That always helps me out. And of course, if you're not subscribed already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you remember that we have a secondary channel that's all lives. So it's called Aromatically Speaking. Type that up if you don't know about that. Aromatically Speaking, you'll find that in the description below too. Make sure you swing over to that, my second channel, and subscribe if you enjoy these live sit and chat videos. Thank you for all for joining. And I would love to answer all of your questions, but we are running very close to an hour and a half. So I will say goodbye, but I will be seeing you folks soon. Happy holidays, everybody. Have a great Thanksgiving. I'll probably see you before then, but enjoy your holiday week and get that Christmas music playing. Where's the Christmas music? Let's get it playing again. There you go. All right, guys. Have a great one. Talk to you soon.